Hello friends, right now you are sitting comfortably and watching this video. But let me tell you that the place where you are sitting was recovering from temperature of 8,500 degrees million of years ago. In this 10-minute video, you are going to see the 450 million years journey of the Earth. The place where our solar system is today was once covered with different types of cloud and dust. According to scientists, there used to be a star here, away from the clouds of dust. Over time, the star's energy started decreasing, which caused a huge explosion inside it. Due to the explosion, the space dust began pressing against each other. During this time, due to pressure and heat, the dust particles in the clouds were converted into large meteorites. This pressure did not come from radioactive substances in these clouds, but from gravity, created by the compression. Due to this gravity, hydrogen and helium gathered in the middle. Under the pressure of gravity, there was a huge explosion, and as a result, our sun was born. Due to the immense weight of the asteroids scattered in space, they started coming closer to the sun and forming the solar system. Collisions occurred, resulting in the formation of planets like Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. According to scientists at that time, a planet named Theia was located between Earth and Mars. Due to Earth's gravity, parts of it were expelled, forming a ring around Earth. Gradually, these particles collided, resulting in the formation of our moon. At that time, Earth had only one ring and was covered by an ocean. Around 1958 million years ago, everything you know today, by different names, was boiling at a temperature of 100 degrees C. Over time, Earth began to cool down, leading to the accumulation of elements. Metals and radioactive substances gathered in the center of the Earth, while lighter substances rose to the surface. For millions of years, it rained continuously, with meteorites bringing salts, minerals, and water. Gradually, the Earth's surface solidified and cooled, forming a crust. According to scientists, this was when the first microorganisms began to form from volcanic activity deep underwater. After millions of years, a time came when the upper surface of the Earth was devoid of water. Because the innermost core of our Earth is made of radioactive material, it continuously generates heat. However, whenever the surface of the Earth cooled, the heat from within was released, causing volcanic activity. Thousands of volcanoes began erupting on the water-covered Earth, and for millions of years to come, these eruptions contributed to the formation of land. During this period, the Earth lacked an atmosphere, so meteorites continued to rain down from space. Around 300 million years ago, the Earth's atmosphere began to stabilize, and volcanoes emerged more slowly. At that time, a day on Earth lasted only a quarter of an hour. As the years passed, microorganisms gradually evolved and began living in groups. For the first time, about 250 million years ago, such organisms appeared on Earth. They used underwater minerals for survival and sunlight to produce oxygen through photosynthesis. By this time, most of the volcanoes had ceased erupting, and the increasing amount of oxygen in the atmosphere was due to these microorganisms. This rise in oxygen helped form Earth's atmosphere, which continued to thicken over thousands of years. As oxygen levels increased, life began to flourish, and the Earth's atmosphere became cold and iron-rich. Iron minerals began to form in the water, turning the land red like today's iron oxide. Over time, cracks developed in the Earth's tectonic plates, causing the Earth's interior to freeze. Additionally, the Earth was exposed to boiling temperatures for millions of years, which led to a significant increase in carbon dioxide levels and the onset of acid rain. As a result, the Earth's temperature began to decrease, causing water to turn into ice. For the first time, the Earth experienced a severe ice age, covering the planet in white snow. Normally, the Earth's surface absorbs sunlight, but with the entire planet covered in reflective snow, sunlight was reflected back into space. Consequently, the Earth remained covered in snow for millions of years. However, as volcanic activity resumed, the heat released began to warm the planet. Some microorganisms in the depths of the Earth slowly adapted, evolving into more complex forms. Meanwhile, small sea plants also started growing separately in the water. As volcanoes erupted, the atmosphere gradually became warmer over time due to the presence of carbon dioxide. At the same time, ice began to melt, but acid rain started falling on the Earth again, causing the planet to cool down, leading to much of the Earth's surface being covered with ice. This cycle of warming and cooling repeated for thousands of years, and as a result, marine creatures began to die off slowly. They were gradually evolving in response to the environment. Meanwhile, many species and marine forests became extinct, but those that survived adapted to the changing temperatures of the Earth. After thousands of years, these changes had a significant impact on marine plants, causing them to disappear completely. They didn't die or dry out. Instead, microorganisms had adapted to marine life. When the volcanoes caused the Earth's ice to melt again, these sea plants quickly developed and spread. Gradually, the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere began to increase, reducing acidity. Over time, as oxygen levels rose, the Earth's ozone layer thickened. About 470 million years ago, a plant called boss began to grow on the Earth's surface. As time passed, different types of plants and trees started to appear on the land. There came a time when trees on the ground had grown to heights of about 80 to 100 feet, comparable to today's 5 to 6 story buildings. This was the era when marine animals were emerging from the sea, transitioning into land animals. Most of the land mass had gathered in one place, which we now know as the continent of Pangaea. The Earth's atmosphere and temperature had stabilized, and the day lasted about 21 to 23 hours. Sea creatures began living out of the water, and the color of their bodies changed according to the environment. Gradually, these land animals evolved into dinosaurs. These creatures began to show diverse traits. Some became larger and more powerful, while others became smaller and faster to avoid predators. Due to the concentration of the Earth's landmass in one place, much of the land turned into deserts and barren areas, with most forests near the seas where animals lived. About 200 million years ago, Pangaea began to break apart. As Pangaea split, most of the Earth's land came into contact with water, making the Earth greener and more diverse. This allowed various species to thrive for about 300 million years. During this period, after Africa collided with what is now Tibet, the Himalayas were formed due to the tectonic activity. About 65 million years ago, a meteorite larger than today's Mount Everest, weighing around 4.5 billion tons, approached Earth at a speed of 80,000 kilometers per hour. As soon as it touched the Earth's surface, it ignited and collided directly with the planet. The energy released from this impact was equivalent to 100 million atomic bombs exploding simultaneously. The impact instantly vaporized animals and trees in the area, and as the meteorite struck, it sent dust into the atmosphere, causing massive floods and triggering earthquakes, reshaping the modern Earth. Within a few hours, the Earth's atmosphere had become filled with harmful gases and dust, turning the planet into a virtual hell. Both sources of life on Earth became completely extinct due to starvation and the catastrophic environment. At this time, our ancestors lived underground, which saved them from this massive cataclysm. The Earth's environment was completely destroyed, becoming black and dark, preventing sunlight from reaching the ground. Most trees and animals on Earth became extinct. Due to the dust and harmful gases in the atmosphere, rain began to fall again on Earth, cooling it down. The planet became covered in ice, but this time, the ice remained for millions of years. After 80 to 90,000 years, the ice began to melt again. As the Earth's atmosphere started to recover, small creatures began emerging from the ground. During this time, the Earth's ice melted, creating cold forests in Africa. Meanwhile, these land animals evolved into monkeys. However, as the Earth warmed, Africa's forests dried up. The monkeys, which relied on forest food, faced a shortage. In search of food, these monkeys began walking on their hind legs, which helped them hunt other animals. Gradually, the monkeys evolved into apes, which eventually spread to other parts of the Earth in search of food. As they spread, their appearance changed according to the climate. Over time, these apes evolved into early humans, inventing weapons and forming tribes. We gradually evolved into humans, developing religions, families, languages, and cultures. Over time, we continued to evolve. And today, we have become the most developed species on Earth. It took about 4.5 million years for the Earth to become what it is today. It took millions of years for us to evolve from small land-dwelling animals into humans. But we have polluted and destroyed the Earth more than any species before us. Now we are once again increasing the levels of carbon dioxide on Earth. Scientists believe that significant changes are going to happen again on Earth. We will explore what the future holds for our planet in our another video. Till that, you can also watch my video on last 24 hours of dinosaurs, because in that video, I explain that all event that occurs at that time in detail. You will definitely enjoy it. Now lastly, if you think that you got some information from this video, then you can like this video, and also you can subscribe to our channel, as I am a student and it is very difficult to manage all this with my student life. So your one like and subscribe can motivate us a lot. A lot means a lot. Please, it's a humble request.